this month, end of this month. And the ambition is to set up these 2,000 these 10,000 megawatts within the next 1 to 2 years, because we can't afford not to do so, both from a climate viewpoint as well as from our import-based power generation. Because world can have wars in Ukraine, and there can be a superpower tussle between Russia and the United States and Europe. We can't sustain that. So we have to make our own arrangements, and that only comes if we stop relying on imports, at least as far as three things are concerned. We don't rely on imports for our energy, and we don't rely on imports for our food, because that is definitely the next frontier. I'm glad that Dr. Ishrat raised this point. We can't afford to use the water the way we use it now. We don't have the water now. So these drought flood cycles that we have been going through, we have to adapt to that as the new normal. We have to adapt to that both in terms of the way we irrigate our lands, from the farm level all the way up to the rivers. Whatever little investment we can put in has to come in those areas. And there are many options available in the world. Whatever is sustainable and affordable, we will do that. But beyond that, so we grow our own food. Pakistan has been a food exporting country. We still have edge in a number of crops, but we have to make sure that all our staples are catered for. For that, we have to incentivize our farmer. We are not talking of some subsidies. We are not talking of giving them handouts. But we are saying, give them the price that they deserve. Give them the price that you are willing to pay farmers from all over the world, and they will perform miracles. They have done so in the past, and they will continue to do so. But be fair to them. Then, of course, information technology. I think we have got a huge untapped resource there. Some of the numbers that we see today are not really truly reflective of what we are already doing, because a lot of those things are not captured in the numbers that you see coming to the State Bank or coming here. We have to shift our policy to make sure that all the exports that go from here in the IT sector, in the digital economy, in the e-commerce are all shown in our figures. And you will see that that number is already quite much larger than what you see in the figures. But we have to go beyond that, because that's the future. The first two items are for our own survival. The last item is for our growth for the future. So, having said that, definitely sustainable growth is a need of the hour, because without sustainability there is no growth. And it has to be self-reliant, it has to be homegrown, it has to be based on our own history and our own geography, and it has to rely on our own people's skills and abilities, which they have never failed historically. It's only our policies that keep failing them, because of which we find ourselves in these disasters. Partly the world has failed us, and partly our own policies have failed us. So it's time that we move forward and build in a way that tomorrow our children don't stand up and say, they were the ones who gave us these policies and they gave us disaster. Let's build for them. That is the future, and those are the people for whom we should now be planning. Past is the past. The future has to be better, and it has to be thought through. So I'm glad Dr. Saab talked directly to the youth